All right, another logic game today. This is PrepTest 88, game number 4. So on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, an accountant will hold exactly 5 meetings, each with a different client. So we're going to have Wednesday, we're going to have Thursday, and Friday. And we're looking at GH, JK, and L. So GH, JK, and L. That's who we're looking at. One each morning and one in the afternoon. So we have a morning slot and an afternoon slot. I could label them like this. I could label them in a row. We'll see which one works best. And we have some constraints. So H and L must be scheduled for morning meetings. So I'm just going to put H and L on the left, and the top will be mornings. Maybe this is a good notation. J must be scheduled for the day before G. So either we're going to have J on Wednesday and G on Thursday, or we're going to have J on Thursday and G on Friday. And at most, one other client can be scheduled between the meetings with G and K. So what this means is that we can have G something K, or we can have K something G, and that something in the middle might just be empty. Okay, so this is what we've set up. I don't know if there's any deductions that we can make right away, but we'll just check question 18 because it's a rule question. So which one of the followings could be the meeting schedules from Wednesday through Friday? So 4 of these will be eliminated just from the rules that we have themselves. So let's make sure that H and L are always in the morning. So that happens in A. In B, we don't have H in the morning. On C, we don't have L in the morning. Then we have HL, HL, and D and E. We have to have J coming the day before G. So this does not happen in A. J is before G and D. J is before G and E. And there can only be one thing between G and K. So in D, this doesn't work because we have Callan and then we have two names before G Garvey. So this is going to be E. Okay, question 19. K cannot be scheduled for which part? Well, let's imagine we'll start with A, Wednesday morning, and see if we can find a contradiction. So if K is on Wednesday morning, G can't be in the first day because then J can't be before G. So G would have to be here on Thursday. But that's going to cause a bit of a problem because if G is there, that means that J is here, and we need to put H and L in the mornings, and we can't put them both on Friday. So what if we put K? I mean, that's the only way to do it, right? So it can't be Wednesday morning. If you do Wednesday morning, you run into a contradiction. So that is not Wednesday morning. So the answer to 19 will be A. But very lucky there. Our first little test didn't work. If there is a day on which Callan is the only client scheduled, which one of the following could be true? So we need to put K in one of our days. I'm going to start from the right. So let's say that K is on Friday. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to have H and L on Wednesday, Thursday, morning slots, and that's going to force J and G to be in that order. So are any of these statements true? G is Thursday morning. It doesn't say that. H is scheduled for Thursday morning. Okay, looks like B could work. Seems like we picked a good first guess. Maybe there's other ways to make this work, but we found one way that makes it work and we found something possible that could happen because this says which of the following could be true, not which of the following must be true. So as long as we can find one of those conditions that work, we're in a good spot. Okay, so I'm going to take this information here and I'm going to pull it down with me to question 21. Which one of the following must be false? So with this one, what we can do is we can try some out and find contradictions. So H is the only client scheduled for a Wednesday meeting. That would mean that H has to be here, which means we're going to be forcing J and G into one of these spots. We need to leave room for L in one of those. Let's just try this one out. Okay, so J has to come before G. So we can't put K here because then we're going to have two things between K and G. So let's try putting G in this position. Then we have to put L here, and then K comes after. And it looks like this works since G and K have at most one person between them. So it looks like we can force this to happen. So A is not going to be false. Let me actually get rid of my markings before that. So A can happen. G is the only client scheduled for a Thursday meeting. So this could be on the top or the bottom. So let's just put G somewhere in the middle. Don't think it really makes a difference. We're going to have to put H and L into our Wednesday and Friday spots. J is going to have to be on Wednesday. K is going to have to be on Friday. And this obeys all the rules since we have at most one person between G and K. So it looks like B can be done. So it's not going to be B. H is the only client scheduled for a Thursday meeting. So we can do the same thing here. Put a little box around it, say H is somewhere here, and this is going to break the puzzle. Why does this break the puzzle? Because if H is the only one on Thursday, we're breaking up our J and our G's between like Wednesday and Friday, which just can't happen. So 21 is going to be C. Now we can continue to bring down our information. It's actually an interesting puzzle. It's not too bad so far, but the setup does make you think a little bit. So if Lemon is scheduled for Friday, and this is going to force L to be in the morning because L has to always be in the morning, which one of the following pairs cannot be scheduled for the same day as each other? So I'm going to look at the rules first. Do we ever have J and G occurring in the same place? No, we don't. Okay, we can't eliminate any easy ones there. So let's just try some things. Let's ask ourselves, what happens if J is here and G is here? Well, we could put K Thursday morning and L Wednesday morning, so that's fine. So we can get L and J together. Is that an option? It's not an option, but we can get K and G together. That is an option, so we can eliminate G and K from the impossibilities. Okay, so this is if J and G are there. What if J and G are there? We're still going to have L here, K in that position. I don't think anything has really changed here. We still have GK and HJ. Okay. So what happens if we try something like putting G on Friday as well? So we can get L and G together. That seems fine. That means we're going to have to put J somewhere on Thursday. So if we put, well, wait, hold on a second. We have to put J on Thursday morning because K has to be Thursday afternoon in order to make this work. And then H is going to be forced on Wednesday. So Juarez and Callan can be together. That's fine. Now we're either going to get that H and G can't be together or K and H can't be together. So I'm wondering if I just want to try forcing this. So let's just pick a spot for K. Or we can just keep going with this other bit. So we can do. I mean, we're always going to put J and G separately. If we put G on the same day as L, we only get one option. So we have to keep playing around with this. Is there any possible way? Well, hold on. This construction doesn't even work because we need to put a spot for H. So I think this is the only other way it can happen that we haven't seen yet. So can we put H with G? Is this possible? So in order to do this, and what I'm thinking with H and G is if H and G are going to be together, it has to be like this. So can we force this to work? And it's only going to work if we put K here, have a distance of 2, and we put we put L, we already have H and L. So this has to be J. Does this work? J before G, H and L on the morning, 2 spaces between that. So we can get H and G together, so it's going to be D by process of elimination. So I played around a little bit to eliminate some options. Then when I was left with 2 options, I tried to force one because it's a lot easier to force, I think, when you played around a bit and you kind of get a good idea of the descriptions. So, okay, that's 22. We have one question left. If H and K are scheduled for the same day, which one of the following could be true? So H and K on the same day. So let's ask ourselves, what if this is Friday? Well, I need to put G Thursday afternoon. I then have to put J somewhere on Wednesday, and L has to be somewhere in the morning. And this is what's going to make it work. The G and K are forced due to the 2 meeting difference restraint that we have. And are any of these are options? So which of the following could be true? G is scheduled Friday morning, that's not happening. H for Wednesday morning, that's not happening. J for Wednesday morning. Oh, okay. It's an option. So this is just one test. I could have started putting H and K on Wednesday or Thursday to play around with things first, but we tried H and K on Friday. We've seen that J can in fact be on Wednesday morning, so it looks like this is fine. So this is D and this is C. We can check our answers to make sure that we are correct here. So let me scroll down in the test to check it out. So section 1, question 18 is E, A, B, C, D, and C. Okay, there we go. It looks like a good 6 out of 6. This one was an interesting puzzle. I can imagine myself struggling quite a bit if I didn't get lucky placing the people's names in the right spots right away. Like, just for the sake of exploration, if I took this, let's put that right here, and I decided instead to put H and K on the first day, this might be a little bit harder to work out. So we'd have to put G here, which means we couldn't do the JG thing, so we'd run into problems quite quick. We'd find a lot of contradictions, and that could eat up a lot of time. So I got quite lucky with my initial placements. So if you have any questions, as always, leave comments down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But thanks for subscribing, liking, all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.